Hello guys, in this tutorial I will show you how to colorize black and white images and turn them into colorful ones. Like you can notice in the example here, we turn the black and white image as the left to a colorful one as the right. Before we begin, if you don't have the Adobe Photoshop installed in your machine, I place the link in the description below where you can download the last version of Adobe Photoshop for free. And if you have any problem installing the software, just leave me a comment and I will reply to help you. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we are going to do when we open the image, the original image, we will use the quick selection tool with the plus option. We will try to make a selection with the t-shirt. We will try to select the t-shirt, to colorize it first. Alright, after the selection, we go to save selection. We will save this selection. We will call it t-shirt, for example. We click OK. So now we save the selection. We use Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V to make a new layer with the copy with just the t-shirt. So in the new layer, we load the selection and we use the brush tool. We choose a color. For example, we will choose this yellow color. We make the brush tool more bigger. And we begin to brush the t-shirt like you can notice here with this color. Like you can see here. We colorize the t-shirt. First we save the selection, after that we load the selection, and like you can notice here, we are now trying to colorize the t-shirt. We deselect it. We change the blend mode. We navigate in the blend mode until we find. So in this example, we choose the divide mode. We create a layer mask. We make a little zoom in. Like you can see, these parts in the hand should be removed. So we will use the brush tool with the black color. And of course, on the layer mask, we remove these parts, these little external parts with the brush tool on the layer mask, of course, with the black color. Same thing here. We eliminate these little parts in the hands. I think now it's fine. We come back to the original layer. We use the quick selection tool with the plus option. We will try to select now the cap. Like you can notice here, we are now selecting the cap, the basket, using the plus tool, the minus tool to make to refine the selection and select just the parts we want. I think now it's fine. We make it very small. We will try to eliminate the hair from the selection. Now it's fine. Selection is very refined in the edges. You have to be very careful to not include any external parts. We try to select just the cap and nothing else. So we go to select, new save selection, we will call it cap, and OK, we save the selection, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V another time, to create another layer with this selection. Like you can see here, we select the layer and we go to select, load selection, we choose the cap selection. Okay, now we have the selection. We will use the brush tool, we will choose a color. For example, we will choose this color here or this blue one here. You are free to choose any color you want. Alright, we click OK and we use the brush tool to colorize the cap. It's fine. With the same manner, with the same manner we already did, we go to the blending mode, and for the cap we choose, I think the color blending mode will be very fine and very good, or color burn. So we will come back to the color. I think this one here is very good. Create a layer mask another time with the brush tool with the black color. We eliminate this little plus parts. We try to refine the edges of the cap with the head. With the head of this guy. That's fine now. I think it's very good now. Maybe we will try to reduce the opacity a little to make the cap looks more realistically. That's fine now. So now we will go to the face and the hands. We create a third layer mask. We will create a color balance effect. So we make, for the main tools, we edit the magenta and the yellow colors. We go to the shadows, we edit. So like you can notice here, we create a layer mask and we invert the layer mask to a black one, and we use the brush tool with a white color to make the effect, the color balance effect. We are making it applied on just these parts and not on the whole image, using the layer mask technique, of course. We make the brush very small to cover this hand here. Like you can notice here, we make the color balance effect with the layer mask technique applied just on the hands and on the face of this guy. Alright guys, I think now it's fine. We will do the same technique now. So now we come back to the color balance. We make the giant more powerful, the magenta something like -4, and the yellow something like -54. We come back to the shadows. We make the giant something like between +1, the magenta -7 for example, or +6. It depends on the image you are making or you are applying the effects on. We try to make things more realistically. We go to highlights, we edit the giant a little. That's very good now. The magenta of course also, and and the yellow. Like you can notice here, all these changements and edits are applied just on the face and on the hands and not on the whole image, because we are using a layer mask. So we come back to the layer mask. Like you can see here, we have some little parts, so we'll use the brush tool with the black color on the layer mask, and we will delete these parts here. We refine the edges, of course, so on the top of the t-shirt with the same manner. Of course, in these parts here, beside the hair of this guy. Control Z. So we eliminate these little parts here using the layer mask and the brush tool with the black color. So that's fine now. Also at the top, that's fine now, guys. We invert the color to the white, the background to the white, and using the brush tool. So now I think it's fine. Try to use the brush on the face, on the hands also. So we have some little parts here. To refine edges, we make the brush more bigger with the black color. We eliminate these parts here. So doing this, be careful to select the mask and not the normal or the general layer, but you have to select the mask before doing this, using the brush with the black color to eliminate, with the white color to make things appear. So we eliminate these little parts here, and like you can see, the result we get is very perfect. So we make the mission success. We colorize the black and white image very professionally and very easy using Photoshop. So we'll use now the curves with the same technique we did earlier. So we'll modify the curves for the red, make it a little higher. We come back to the green. Also, same thing, a little higher. We come back to the blue, with the same technique, a little higher. That's fine. And like we did earlier, we will create a layer mask. We will invert it using Ctrl I. We will invert the mask. So using Ctrl I, we invert the mask. Using the brush tool with the white color, we will try to make the effects appear just on the face. Like you can see here, we make the curves effect applied on the face using the layer mask technique with the brush tool with the white color now. And like you can see, we make the effect be visible and appears just on the face and not on the whole image. That's fine now for the face. We continue using the brush tool on the face with the white color, and like I mentioned earlier, you have to be careful because these edits should be done on the layer mask and not on the general layer or the principal layer. Have to be careful to use the layer mask. We will have to make the brush tool very small to cover this hand here. So we use the brush tool, and like you can notice, the results we get is very perfect, very professional, and the steps are not so complicated. You can do it very easy using Photoshop, of course. It's fine now. We make the brush very small to refine the edges with the black color, the white color on the mask. So like you can see now, the result we get is very perfect. We continue refining the edges with the brush tool. Alright guys, now it's fine. So we make a little zoom out to see our results. Like you can notice, we get a very perfect result. For the curves, we will change the opacity a little, or you can let it at 100%. We choose something like 72 or 75. And now like you can notice, the result is very realistic. We make the mission success. So when we compare the two, the original one and the results we get, we have succeeded to make it colorful ones, to make black and white images colorful ones. Alright guys, I wish you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to get the tutorials coming up. If you have any issues installing the software or applying today's lesson, just leave me a comment and I will reply to help you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next tutorials.